Going to Magic Kingdom this year? We've got the planning tips, the ride hacks, and the snack knowledge you need to know before you go. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Now we're rounding out our series today of guides on each of Disney World's parks for 2021 with the iconic park, Magic Kingdom. Did you even go to Disney World if you didn't walk down Main Street? Well, we've got the advice to help you plan your day like a pro. Let's get started. We know you guys love taking notes on these videos, so we made it easy for you. All the info I'm about to share with you is already written up in a free printable download that you can get by heading over to disneyfoodblog.com/MK2021. When you give us your email, we'll also sign you up for our totally free newsletter so you can get the latest Disney World updates sent straight to your inbox. Now, let's get to the planning. First thing you need to know, how to pick your park day. We've always got to start out with talking about Disney Park Passes, because without one, you're not getting into the Magic Kingdom. Park Pass reservations are required for entry into any of Disney World's theme parks at this time. You can make them as soon as you get your tickets, and you should definitely jump on that ASAP. Magic Kingdom Park Passes are already starting to sell out for the official Disney World 50th anniversary date, October 1st, 2021, and you're going to start seeing those bigger holiday dates and those summer dates and those spring break dates selling out as well. So if you're going to Disney World, if you're going to Magic Kingdom during those typically busy timeframes, even though we don't really know what's going to happen in 2021, we do think that those typically busy timeframes are going to be a little bit busier than the surrounding times. So if Disney still has capacity limits in place, you may see those park passes selling out quickly. And the closer your trip is to the anniversary, the earlier you should book your Magic Kingdom day. A lot of people are going to want to be in the park that started it all, and those passes are going to be hard to get. Now, you can book park passes online once you have your tickets linked to your My Disney Experience account. We've got tips and step-by-step guides over on disneyfoodblog.com for how to do that. Just a reminder too, park hopping is back, and that means you can start your day in one park and then head to a different one starting at 2 p.m. That time could change though. Disney has even said that those times are going to change, so always stay up to date on the latest park hours. How do you stay up to date? Join our newsletter. We talk about it all the time. We make sure you have an update on park hours, park pass availability, and of course park hopping hours. Also, you can check out our full guide on how park hopping works right now. So if you haven't seen our video about park hopping, we put up a video a few days ago with all of the details for how to park hop, the interesting little secrets we figured out while we were park hopping, and everything you need to know. All right, let's talk extra magic hours. That's a special perk for resort guests, giving you extra time in the parks before they're open to the public, as well as Fast Pass, a way of reserving your spot in line for rides and shows. Those are still on hold right now. Sorry if I got anybody excited. Those have not come back yet, and we don't know when these services are going to come back. They will definitely affect how you plan your day, so stay tuned here at DFB Guide for the latest info and what might change. We do expect those things to come back. We just don't know when, so we're going to keep you updated. All right, now let's talk about getting to the park. Most resorts will offer bus service right now from your resort to Magic Kingdom. By the way, a resort is a hotel in Disney World. If you're driving yourself or taking ride shares to Magic Kingdom, you will not be dropped right at the park entrance. Remember that. You'll be dropped at the park entrance for all the other parks, just not MK. You're going to go to the Ticket and Transportation Center if you drive or take a ride share. From there, you can take the monorail or a ferry boat to the park. You can also walk right now, FYI, because they did open that walking bridge between Grand Floridian and Magic Kingdom, and of course Transportation and Ticket Center has a direct access to Polynesian, which has a direct access to Magic Kingdom, so you can walk if you want to from the Transportation and Ticket Center all the way to Magic Kingdom. It's going to take a while though, probably about 40 minutes. And note that some monorail service is not running right now. The Epcot monorail line is still closed, so if you want to travel between Epcot and Magic Kingdom, you're going to need to take that bus. The Polynesian monorail station is also closed, so you can walk to Transportation and Ticket Center from the Polynesian if you really want to take the monorail from that resort to Magic Kingdom. Otherwise, you can take the monorail from the Contemporary or the Grand Floridian to get to the park. And of course, the TTC. There is boat service from Wilderness Lodge, the Contemporary Resort, the Polynesian Resort, and Grand Floridian to get over to Magic Kingdom. And of course, as I just said, you can walk from all three monorail resorts now that the walking path from the Grand Floridian has opened. And you could always walk from Contemporary over. Now, if you want to walk from the Polynesian Resort resort to the Contemporary or vice versa, you're gonna have to walk all the way around Seven Seas Lagoon because there is no connecting walking path between the Contemporary and the Transportation and Ticket Center. Now, to get to and from other parks for park hopping, you're gonna use a bus, which you can board at the front of the park. So when should you arrive at Magic Kingdom? Well, we recommend arriving before the park officially opens so that you can be there for rope drop. Cast members will literally hold a rope to keep guests from entering further into the park beyond Main Street and the Castle Hub until the park officially opens. There are a lot of rides in Magic Kingdom, and arriving before the bulk of the crowds means you can get through several of them before lines start to build. If you hop here later in the day, you might want to stop for a late lunch first. Crowds are likely going to be higher right around when park hopping begins, but if you wait a bit, they may start to mellow out. Midday is always going to be the most crowded time in a Disney theme park. Remember, you can hop in line for rides right at park close and still ride. This is a great tip for when fireworks come back. If you don't care about seeing the show, use that time to ride rides instead. Okay, speaking of those rides, which ones should you get to first? You should always make a list of your top rides and prioritize what is most important to you. But if you're riding everything, here's how we'd do it. Top rides first. Hit these ones: Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Splash Mountain, and Space Mountain. These are going to get the longest lines, so if you can go there first, you should. It's kind of a toss-up of the order you want to go, but know that Splash Mountain lines do tend to get shorter toward the end of the evening, where the others stay pretty constant throughout the day. And your second tier rides, hit these ones next: Peter Pan's Flight, Jungle Cruise, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Pirates of the Caribbean, Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, and Haunted Mansion. If you don't want to ride our picks for top tier rides, or those lines are already long when you arrive, start knocking off a few of these mid-tier rides first. Lines are going to get long by midday, and depending on how crowded the park is, these lines could get very long. Now, Dumbo is a ride that teeters on second tier. Lines can get long, but when both sides are up and running, it shouldn't be unmanageable. This one is iconic for a lot of people though, so it will likely make it higher on your list of must-dos. In rides you probably don't need to worry about too much in terms of queue length: Mad Tea Party, Barnstormer, Magic Carpets of Aladdin. We probably wouldn't bother prioritizing these rides, as the lines never get unmanageably long, so just fit them in wherever it works with your schedule. If I didn't mention a ride, it probably falls just below those second tier rides. Lines can get long for any ride in the Magic Kingdom if it's busy enough, but focus on the top rides I mentioned if you want to avoid really hour-plus long queue lines. And don't forget about shows: Carousel of Progress, Country Bear Jamboree, the Enchanted Tiki Room, Hall of Presidents, and PhilharMagic. All great places to sit and relax, get in the air conditioning, and you're still getting a ride checked off your list. So fit them in wherever you need a break or whenever it fits with your plans. All right, let's talk about where to eat. The Magic Kingdom has a lot of great places to eat, but also a lot of places that are just okay. There are the iconic restaurants like Cinderella's Royal Table and Be Our Guest restaurant. Those guys are pricey. It's all about the experience, but you should go at least once if you haven't been. Magic Kingdom staples like Tony's Town Square and Crystal Palace, these are iconic among Disney lovers, but they don't have the same draw that Cindy's or Be Our Guest do, and the food has never really wowed us all that much at these locations, but they're still fun, and you can probably get a reservation, especially since Crystal Palace doesn't have characters at the moment. Now, you can get some exotic eats at Skipper Canteen, which ranks pretty highly among our DFB team as far as table service restaurants go in Magic Kingdom, and you can usually get a reservation there too. Some other DFB favorites are Liberty Tree Tavern and Plaza Restaurant. Now, I love both of these restaurants. Liberty Tree Tavern serves up Thanksgiving dinner every single day and has the most amazing ooey gooey toffee cake for dessert, and the Plaza Restaurant has some classic American dishes, delicious sundaes, milkshakes, and it's a great budget choice as well for a table service meal. Now let's go to counter service meals. The atmosphere at Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe is, interesting. Where else can you be serenaded by an astro organ playing alien, right? Pecos Bill's offers Tex-Mex style dishes, and while the toppings bar is currently closed, you can still ask for extra toppings when you order. Casey's Corner may still be closed at the moment, but when it reopens, this is somewhere you've got to stop for, well, they're hot dogs, and they're just normal hot dogs, but for some reason they taste better at Disney World. And of course, they have those iconic corn dog nuggets with plastic cheese, which is my favorite vegetable in Disney World. mozzarella. I know it's not a vegetable. It's not even real food, I don't think, but I love it, that plastic cheese. All right, Columbia Harbor House is also closed right now, though you can get some of their dishes like lobster rolls at Tomorrowland Terrace, which has reopened with plenty of outdoor seating. And Columbia Harbor House is always a guest favorite. It's one of those hidden secrets in Disney World that you wouldn't even think about if you're going for the first time, but it's actually a really great restaurant, so I hope it's open when you're there. And of course, there are so many must-get iconic snacks in Magic Kingdom. There are so many different Dole Whip options. The classic pineapple can be found at Aloha Isle in Adventureland. Citrus Swirl is over at Sunshine Tree Terrace, also in Adventureland. You'll also find fun flavors and specialty floats at these locations. And it's Storybook treats and anti-gravities like strawberry, raspberry, coconut, and lime. They do kind of shift these around through the year, but there's always something going on. Sleepy Hollow has that amazing Nutella waffle sandwich with fresh fruit. Note that this one is switched to the breakfast menu, so you have to get it before 11 a.m. And Gaston's Tavern is home to the Gray Stuff Cupcake with that Oreo cookie panna cotta icing that's actually really, really good. It also has LeFou's Brew, which is a frozen apple slush, and that big old cinnamon roll, and you can always ask for extra icing on that one. All right, let's talk Friar's Nook. This has a delicious mac and cheese tots dish and other fun tot bowl creations. When I say tot, I mean tater tots. And one of my favorites, of course, the Cheshire Cattail can normally be found at Cheshire Cafe, but since that's closed, you can find it at the Lunching Pad and or Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. Sometimes it bounces around. And Main Street Bakery often has some great specialty cupcakes and specialty items. That's also the Starbucks. So if you really need your Starbucks coffee or other Starbucks eats, that's where you're going to find those. Now you have a lot of options just outside the park too. Grand Floridian Cafe is a great one. We love it. That's great for brunch. And Kona Cafe at the Polynesian Village Resort is wonderful. The Wave at the Contemporary Resort is usually a decent deal, and they're all easy to get a last-minute reservation if you just need to get out of the park for a relaxing meal. California Grill at the Contemporary Resort and Ohana at the Polynesian, when it reopens, are good options for a more special meal just outside the Magic Kingdom as well. All right, now let's talk about holiday parties. We don't know yet if Magic Kingdom's special holiday events are going to return this year, but here's what to know if they do. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party are after-hours extra ticket events, meaning you need to purchase a special event ticket rather than a regular Disney park ticket to attend those events. They have special entertainment, special snacks, merchandise, all kinds of stuff going on in addition to the rides, of course. Tickets are generally around $100 per person depending on when you go. Weekends and days closer to the actual holiday are going to be priced higher and will sell out fast. Even with the high price tag though, these events can be a good deal. You get to see unique entertainment and characters you typically don't see any other time. Rides get fun holiday overlays. You get those free snacks, either trick-or-treating at Halloween or Christmas cookies and beverages at the Christmas party. Now we have videos about all the holiday parties at Magic Kingdom basically every year, so you can look through multiple years worth of them to see what's happened in the past few years. We'll help you figure out if it makes sense to buy a ticket for those or not if they return. Okay, other things to consider. The big thing to think about that we haven't mentioned yet is that Tron coaster that is currently under construction and was intended to open in time for Disney World's 50th anniversary in October. And this guy might not be opening this year. An article from USA Today says that this ride will miss its intended opening date due to construction delays. So we're still waiting to hear an official statement from Disney, though Disney did retweet that article from USA Today, which makes us think that they endorse kind of what it says in there. And parades and fireworks are also not running right now, but they could return. We just aren't sure when. You can still catch character cavalcades, which are basically mini parades. They are literally even using the parade floats from the parades, but you can't fit them into your planning so neatly because there are no set times for those. Character meet and greets are on hold as well, but we will be keeping you updated on when you can hug Mickey again. And we don't know when fireworks may return just yet, but when they do, the best place to catch them is right in front of the castle so you can see all those projections. Now, when should you leave the Magic Kingdom? Well, there are a lot of rides in this park, so Magic Kingdom may take longer to get through than the other parks, even with parades and fireworks not running right now. So plan enough time to do everything you might want to do, whether that's a full day, 2 full days, or days where you plan to hop to Magic Kingdom to fit it all in. Make lists and see which park has the most items and plan the most time there. What does your family want to do the most? Which parks do you think you need to spend the most time in? That's why planning is so important. And when fireworks return, crowds will build and we'll be back to mass exodus from the park when the show is over. So take your time and shop your way out. Stores will stay open later than the park does, and then you can wait for the transportation lines to get a bit shorter. There's certainly still quite a bit up in the air when it comes to what will or won't happen in 2021. Will fireworks and parades return? Will the Tron coaster actually open on time? We'll be bringing you the latest updates from Disney World every single day over at DisneyFoodBlog.com, and I hope this video helps you plan and organize your trip. Be sure to check out our guides to the other Disney World parks as well. We've done all of them now, they're all done, so be sure to go watch those videos. And don't forget, you can get this whole list by heading to DisneyFoodBlog.com/MK2021. So I'm super excited to hear about your Magic Kingdom trips. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.